Everybody, hope everybody's doing well. The explanation is a recent message. I added an excerpt from next message, which is a time-sensitive message. So this message has some things in it in the explanation, two historical references of famous people, true people or mythological people. Either way, and they've mentioned mythological people other times and real people, famous people. And I had to look them up to see exactly. May have heard of them, some may not have heard of them. I have to look them up to see exactly who they're about, who they were. And they may just use the name because of what that person represented, or what they said, or what they did, to make the point of the line or the group of lines that they line within this message. So this one came across over a period of 6 days in March, second half of March. Pierce the light in effervescence, all bow down at his holy presence. Make thine music for those who cherish, before in time they do perish. Sadness prevails if you let it, for those who just don't get it. I am for those who believe, all eternity thou shalt receive. Be gracious in one's heart, each must do their part. Doubt not, for thou shalt pass, before thou know it, soul solid to gas. So it's telling us to bow down at his holy presence, which pierces the light in effervescence, stands out amongst that light. It's telling me to make thy music for those who cherish, before in time they do perish. Speaking specifically to me, for my purpose, but also anybody, to make your music, to make yourself be known, because Word of God, the language of heaven, music, and share it with those who cherish it, who truly believe in it, before their time is up. And sadness prevails if you allow it to, for those who just don't get it. Like if somebody passes, yeah, you feel that sadness and the grief, but you get mad. Let me get mad at God. Why? Or because they don't understand it, because they just don't get it. They think the person's gone, they're lost forever, and never going to see. This is not faith. It's not the end of the journey. It's the end of a leg of the journey. It's a transformation. Sad that you're not going to see them constantly and be a part of your life constantly, or able to reach out to them and touch and see and hear and feel them. Because you can in spirit. You can. Before you even leave this world, before the end of your time, you can see and hear and feel, know them, experience them, if you grow enough in spirit and believe. I am the I am, which is more than just Jesus, and this is Jesus the Christ, the I am. I am for those who believe. And all eternity thou shalt receive. What did he say? Those who believe in me shall never die. In other words, they shall live eternally. Be gracious in one's heart. Each of you must do your part. Everybody has a part in this massive, eternal, limitless jigsaw puzzle that is God's plan. Doubt not, for thou shalt pass. Don't doubt. Believe more and more. Never doubt, because before you know it, solid to gas, body to spirit, you're gone from this world. Next section. Explore the possibilities if you dare. Because what's this open up? All possibilities, because all things possible with God, by God, from God, with God, of God. Believe it, know it. Explore these possibilities if you dare. Beyond the borders, you'll compare. You'll compare as you learn and grow, experience these things and grow in spirit. You'll be able to compare beyond the physical borders of what you've been living in, or the borders of the restraints that you've put yourself upon yourself, or mankind's put upon yourself, upon you and everybody. Diocles, Diocles, a man few have heard. And I don't know if I've heard his name before. I look him up. There's a number of different Diocles. But, this one was a Greek philosopher and doctor of his time, basically, uh, believed to be contemporary of Aristotle, "'tis yet spoke much of the word." So Diocles, a man few have heard speak or heard of, was yet spoke, "'tis yet. Beside that, he spoke much of the word, capital W, word of God. Whether he believed in the God, one God, or not, he spoke the truth of the word. Seek his sayings if you insist, for to attain knowing, you must persist. Whether you seek his sayings or not, to seek knowing, to seek knowledge, to learn of God and grow in spirit, you must persist. You must make the effort, put in the time. I haven't yet to seek some of the sayings. It takes more research, but by all means, do so. Something may speak to you. They may jump out of the pages. Why I don't say what I mean, for to you falls the need to glean. That's why Jesus spoke in parables. So it seems like in any spiritual communication I get from the light, those of the light, it can be very cryptic, very concise. I mean, Jesus spoke directly to me, or through me to somebody else. It's very cryptic, very simple. Doesn't mince words, doesn't waste time or breath. If he had breath, he is breath of life. So there's no wasted effort, nothing is waste. Very concise. So for that reason, and to get you to learn and want to learn and seek, he always doesn't say what he means clearly. But to you falls the need to glean, to go out and understand, to search, to seek, understand, to ask questions, which any question at all you have coming up. And I'm going to go over and explain that little excerpt as well, more clearly than what I've typed or wrote down, hopefully. Spectacular vistas await their passing, which is anyone's passing, all those who are massing. And this now it's referencing those who are gathering for me to send to help get to the light, which I've given a very large number last night when I drove through that area. All those who are massing, spectacular vistas await their passing, which is anybody's passing to get into heaven. I mean, your brain can't. There's nothing to compare it to. Passage comes all too soon by the passing of next full moon. So it's giving me an approximate time. Next full moon is this month. In a few weeks. So I don't know if it's by, he says by the passing of next full moon. I mean, by the time of the next passing of next full moon, or as it's passing, or immediately after it's passing. So I'll get an exact time. Sometimes they'll give me a last minute time, like go now. Relinquish the deed as it befits. By your command, it retrofits. So at that time, the deed, whether it's a new deed coming up, or a deed of helping them pass, or specific parts of it involved in helping them pass, he's telling me that I can relinquish that deed as needed. Not for good, or at that moment, temporarily. By my command, my choice, and then it will retrofit to whoever I'm giving that deed specific deed to, if I want. Next section. Dire scope of events about to fall, which we see a lot of stuff going on now, but far worse is coming. When? Don't know. This year, next century, next millennia. Again, time doesn't exist for God. Dire scope of events about to fall. It says about to fall, so I assume it's in the near future. Heed, all ye of whom I'll call. So when he calls, you're listening, when he calls, heed what he says. I'll say, well, no, I'll get to it, or I'll do it later. First, I got to do. No. Heed his call. Why? Because putrid demons mount their offensive. Now's not the time to be apprehensive. Now's not the time. Like those before the flood. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Oh, no, yeah, we'll worry about it later. We don't believe. Don't be apprehensive. Don't waste time. Don't be worried. Follow his word when he's called. Heed his direction, and you'll be fine. You'll be taken care of. Will it be easy? No, not necessarily. It'll be easier. Use the gifts I gave all to thee. Heal your mind to be then to see. So use the gifts. He's given us all gifts. Very few people heed his call, heed his word, pay attention to him, and they don't even have a gift. They don't use it. He gives you a gift, it's for a reason. So use the gifts I gave all to thee. Could be physical gifts, could be intellectual gifts, could be mental gifts, could be spiritual gifts, could be emotional gifts. Hear your mind to be then to see. So hear your mind for then to be to understand it and to see clearly what to do and how to use it and the truth. It's all in mind. It's thought. Thought is that form of communication. Instantaneous. It's instantaneous. Fastest form of travel too. Light, the fastest form in physical world, thought, and spiritual. Think a place, you're there. Think of someone, you got the message. So when you're praying for loved ones, you think your thoughts. You can speak out loud, but why? It's wasted effort. It's not wasted effort, it's more effort. Just think. Think your thoughts to them. They hear it. Believe that they hear it. Just because you don't get nothing back, you'll hear nothing back. That's on you, not them. They are communicating. They will try to communicate through your dreams. It's easiest when your guard's down, your focus is down, you're more open to communication. You dream of someone, a loved one passed. Believe it, that they're communicating to you. You don't understand what it meant, or you just blow it off. You blow it off, that's on you. You don't understand what it meant. I mean, contact me, contact somebody who can help you explain it. Ask God. He'll give you somebody, or he'll explain it directly through thought. But you can believe. You got to digest those little bit of morsels. That first morsel, that first breadcrumb, you have to digest spiritually and intellectually. Then he'll give you another one. He'll give you two. Then he'll give you four. But you got to digest the simplest first. Next section. Special sum, SUM, arrives too soon. Now this is referencing spirits, the past to the light. Special sum, SUM, arrives too soon. Barnacled to the rising moon. And I said in here to see the word history. Barnacle. A barnacle is something that attaches to a ship, travels along with the ship. The ship comes to shore, to its destination. As it travels, they're attached. They're piggybacking. So basically they're saying with the rising of this next full moon, they're arriving attached to it along with it. Seers of things not yet rotten recall the times long forgotten. So those who can see things that are not yet rotten, in other words, see good spiritual things, see truth, they recall the times long forgotten. So for me, I look forward to recalling times that are long forgotten in my journey. Perseus, another reference to a person, mythical or not. Perseus, who, the help of the gods, slayed and beheaded Medusa. Medusa being evil. And the snakes, who was a snake, devil. So Perseus anon, which is all too soon, or soon to come, get thee as he. Open your hearts and you shall see. Basically saying, the help of God, be like Perseus. We get thee as he, become as he, and be able to, and open your hearts and you shall see the truth and be able to defeat evil, the devil, with his help. Cannot do it alone. Cannot. I am the dampening spirit, quelling the tide of evil once near it. So with his help, he's telling him, you can dampen, he's the dampening spirit. Use your defense, your shield. You can quell the tide of evil once you get near it, or once it gets near you. Seek to serve he of the flock. You know who he is. That perceived time, eternal clock, or alternate part of the rock. So seek to serve he of the flock, who's Jesus, the Christ, that perceived time, who perceived time, the eternal clock in the eternal way, or as part of the rock. He is part of the rock, which is God. I am one who served God the Father, whom observed all things man has done, since the time of only one. I was getting Adam. So he's saying that the speaker was a messenger who sent the message. So the speaker delivering it. I am the one who served God the Father, whom observed, who saw all things man has done, before they even occurred, before they even thought in man's mind. When people ask, like, why do you allow it to happen? Why do you allow it to happen? Which was a fail. Free will. Free will. You hope, like as a parent, you teach your children, okay, this is the correct way to do it. You hope that they're going to do it the right way, but it's their free will. Will not interfere. So as I said, free will is universal. Just gravity is in the physical. This to the physical. Free will is to the spirit. God will not interfere with free will. The devil cannot interfere with free will. So he's perceived everything since the time of only one, which was Adam, only one human. Persevered as all would do, as mankind would do, who served the Father in full view. So persevered as all would do, who served the Father in full view, like Adam did, and all subsequent after that. Dire need arises soon, coming tide of next red moon. So speaking of those who serve God Father, it's important to serve Him and honor Him and focus on Him. Now, referencing back before in the message, do not delay, heed, do not be apprehensive, heed. Now's the time. The dire times are upon us. Dire need arises soon, coming tide of next red moon. I looked up when the next one red moon was. May 15th this year. So that's soon. O ye of little faith, do not hear. Words of grace flow in your ear. Even I explain this to people in one ear and out the other. That's not my problem. Free will, it's their choice. Same with anybody else you share it with. There's a flood coming and they don't want to believe it. You run to the boat. You get to high ground. They choose to stay, blow you off, not believe. That's on them. Do not wait. Go. O ye little faith, do not hear. Words of grace flow in your ear. Pay attention, listen. Minds are clogged, unable to perceive all that's given for you to receive. It's constantly, Psalm 19, 1-4, constantly out there. Minds are clogged, unable to perceive because of things you held inside, because you focus on the physical world, things that you want. You're not looking outside, you need to look inside. Perpetrators of injustices parry with those who seek for them a heavenly repose. So perpetrators of injustices, those who do wrong, who do the evil out there, they parry, they fight with those who seek for themselves, a heavenly repose. Basically, evil and good are fighting against each other. You see that in Ukraine and other parts of the world. Next little section. Just 4 lines. Forgotten times, forgotten faces. All return familiar faces. So they use faces twice. One of these might be supposed to be places. Forgotten times, forgotten faces. I think that was supposed to be places. All return familiar faces. That would be a typo that I wrote wrong. Forgotten times, forgotten places. All return familiar faces. So it's speaking to me specifically, I know, but maybe speaking as well to everybody else. Yarns been told, or oftentimes, yarn, of course, an old tale. Yarns been told, or oftentimes, some were shared in the rhymes. So old stories of these familiar, forgotten times, forgotten places, familiar faces have been told over times, some of them shared in the rhymes. So Diocles, Perseus, examples right there. Specifically, personally to me, and mankind in general. It's referencing. Let me change that to places. I have to change that. The post as well. The final section, seething liberties not yet taking, grow in strength they forsaken. Seething liberties not yet taken, grow in strength they forsaken. So those who are forsaken, they're growing in strength. They were seething with liberties, abilities that they have not yet used. Chose their path, plus also seething with liberties, full stop liberties. In other words, the opportunity to return to the light that they have not yet taken as well, both sides. They chose a path of own making upon the time of heaven's breaking. So the very old, forsaken. Upon the time of heaven's breaking. So these are the ones who fell from grace. Gone forth to create all chaos and discord, which they've done. Lord our God and Father could ill afford to stay the course he planned at start, to create man to play his part. So God could ill afford to stay the course. He had to adapt and change some things, which he foresaw he was going to have to do. But again, like the parent, you're hoping you're going to do the right thing, but you have to, the parent has to adapt their teaching and change what they had planned. The great man to play his part in all the scheme of universal creation. So mankind has part in universal creation. There's other beings in this world, in this universe, other worlds out there. With many suns, beyond many suns, all part of his creation, of which it's going to be all united eventually. And all the scheme of universal creation and bring about eternal elation. So mankind has a part to play in that. It's going to take, well, time doesn't exist with God. It will occur. Basically remodeling the universe, not just the earth, one world at a time. So for that excerpt from the next message, it says, rhetorical questions notwithstanding, all the answers you're demanding come to fruition if you but seek in the right way coming week. So rhetorical questions, not necessarily asking a question, just stating it, because you're making known, just making a statement more of a question. Other than that, besides that, whether you're asking a question or you're just making a statement, your opinion, all the answers you're demanding that you've been in your heart that you truly want to know about, whether it's about God, about your personal life, somebody else, whatever, all the answers come to fruition, come to you, if you but seek them. Seek and you shall find. In the right way, which is as a child, the coming week. Well, don't ask, oh, why can't I ask? Why can't I have a bigger house? Why can't I have true love? Why can't I have this? Ask the right questions. The important questions. Selflessly. In the right way, coming week, which it says could be this week, because this came on Friday, I think. Then I looked up Easter. Easter's on the 17th, so the week before, which is the next week, is Holy Week for Christians. And Easter week is the week following Easter. And then Passover is in there too. So based on my educated guess, logical guess, based on things that have been revealed in the last 3-4 years, around Easter, because it's fallen during Passover, which it doesn't always do, that's around the time to do it. So I'm going to guess. So I hear it differently. I'm going to guess it's going to be Holy Week or week of Easter. And not necessarily mean our calendars type week. Could be a week's time, Wednesday to Wednesday, Tuesday to Tuesday. So I would look logically at the week of Passover that Easter falls in. That would be my guess. But if you're unsure, continue to ask these questions. Again, you can ask them out loud or in thought over the next 3-week physical week, calendar week period, just to be sure. Be open to the answers, not the ones you want to hear. Why can't I have a new house? Why can't I have a new house? And he says, because the answer is no, or you're not worthy of it, or you're not ready for it, you can't handle it. And blow that off as not being an answer. Don't seek the answers you want. Seek the answers he gives and be open to them. Prayers of dissent, all heard above. Prayers of dissent, no matter what's believer or not believer. All prayers are received and garnished in wreaths of eternal love. Because he, the Father, the Christ, he just enjoys hearing. It's like any parent enjoys hearing from the children. And he draws unto you so ever near when you do so. Hope that's explaining things. And pray for those suffering in the world, Ukraine and elsewhere, and for those who are lost. And say prayer for me to help strength, which I know I'll be given, to send. The number I was given yesterday was like a lot. That I'd be able to be strong enough to handle it, which I'm sure I will be coming soon. So, peace of Christ. Stay safe. God bless.